Another wild day on Tesla. You are seeing some cracks. We're going to get into that right now. Well, first and foremost, let's go through this with Tesla, and then we're going to go through what I mean by cracks. So what we're doing is we're triggering and then we're pulling back, and we're triggering and we're pulling back. Why is this bad? Because it just shows us pretty clearly what they're trying to do to us. They're trying to get us to buy, and then people are buying, and then they're just rug pulling. So if you just take a look at this setup and you pretend that this was not Tesla, and let me blow this up so everybody can see this. Okay, you can see the M very clearly in here, right? So what do? They gap you up so that it looks like you're going to go. You can see this level very clean right in there, right? So that closing price, wicks our price rejection. You can see how we took off from there, and now we're in here. Now, it could be worse. You could have broken, but you didn't. But you're not getting above the opening prices. There's no data that's going to come out tomorrow before 8:30 that's scheduled to come out. We never know what could come out these days, but there's nothing scheduled tomorrow. Tomorrow is the only day that nothing is scheduled. You have GDP on Thursday and you have PCE on Friday, all before the market. So your only free look at the market tomorrow before data comes out is tonight, and we didn't even rally. So that's very troubling to me. You might want to replay that and listen to that again. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click all notifications, because that's how you're notified of these videos, and they are timely. Now, if we're just going to look at this and try to get a real good understanding of what you've been doing, you've been going nowhere, right? So you've essentially been going nowhere since August 1st, right? You're bouncing around. We're trying to scalp it, make a little money. Disclosure, I'm currently short this. I have no problem going home short this. If I get over this higher high, I may have a problem, and we'll rally back up to this 314, and I'll look at the position again. You need to focus on the leaders, and you need to focus on the action of the leaders, because they're telling you what most likely is going to happen here. Now, if you take a look at NVIDIA, and I keep hammering these three stocks home for a reason, these are value stocks at this point. Okay, so you have people that are buying NVIDIA as a value name that are in tech. People have to put money to work. So when they see Kathy buying NVIDIA and they're like, well, why would she buy that here? Doesn't she see the chart? FYI, she has a charter. She cannot be sitting 100% in cash. Okay, it's just the way that it is. They expect her to invest. It's in her charter. It's very simple. Don't overcomplicate it. So they're looking for where there may be, quote, value, or where they may have been beaten down. Now I'm zooming in on this for a reason. Gaps down, rallies. Gaps down, never rallies. Okay, we're looking at these little triggers over this 126.11 over and over again, and we're getting giddy that we're getting somewhere. We're not getting anywhere. We're a hamster on a wheel right now. And just focus on these levels that I'm pointing out and watch them tomorrow. Now, if you flip one of those, maybe you're getting somewhere. This is the canary in the coal mine, and I'm going to give you another canary in a moment. So you're going to have two canaries in the coal mine. But this 137.10, the fact that you can't hold this right now, you need to pay attention to these levels. This is a pandemic level. This is a company that's trading with like the lowest PE it's had since before it even went on mobile. People are selling this. They are completely liquidating this to get out. Okay, you're probably going to 123. There is very little way that this market is going to rally if Meta is dropping like a stone, if Tesla can't get out of its own way, if NVIDIA can't lift over a simple level like that. Take a look at Apple. How many times are they going to pull the banana in the tailpipe where they just completely pull the rug out, right? It's over and over again. This time we're really going to go. And then you get this wick. This time we can't even stay above the open. Okay, so yes, I see that this could be a failed H. Sure, not acting like it, right? So I'm just going to give you an example of some of the games and then how to profit from them. And then I want to walk you through something that you really need to start paying attention to, because it could explain the spike in the VIX and what's going on out there. And it is an issue. So this is something we did in the trading room. This is why I keep telling people, be careful holding these overnight. You go to bed, you're feeling really good about yourself. You're at $66. You need to be really up and in these, or in ones with lower risk entries than just buying these randomly up here. Okay, and then the next day you come in, and where are you? At 63.80. So you just need to either hold this and hope, right? Or you're going to blow it out here and you're going to be in the wrong spot, right? So that's what you have to watch. You got down $3, $4 in the morning. It's not how you want to start your day. So keep that in mind. Now, what's going on here? What are we seeing happen more than anything, right? So let's come here and we'll just show you. They're triggering you and they're getting you to buy the breakout, triggering you, getting you to buy the breakout, and then pulling you back down, okay? This is something you have to watch. Even on these breakouts, if you want to be in there to have a starter position, there's nothing wrong with because nothing's really changed. But what is going on here? Well, let's take a look at this on a 1-minute chart and really drill into what the heck actually happened here today, because this is happening everywhere, okay? So the very first thing they do is they bid you down. So they gap you down to flush all these people out. So all the bears that bought, they trap them, right? Then you come to a support level, you break that support and you retest. Well, as soon as we flipped right here is where we put our trade on. Okay, that level. So what you're looking for here, if you're looking to buy, and you might want to remember this, you need reversal patterns, right? Even these breakouts where I'm trying to leg in and see if I can get a push, I'm not getting it. I tried it today with a couple names. There's no push off of that. There's no oomph. It's all on these reversals where the most profitable trades are right now. And so you step in, bought it, and then we just kept scaling out and moving the stop up. Nice thing about the trade, by the end of the day, we're up like about $4 or $5 on the remainder. And the whole time you're scaling out of it and trying to hold a runner in case it really breaks out. Right? Once you break a key level, you get out of the way. I'm showing you this because this is what you should be doing if you're trading right now. There's no one that should be out there looking at this market and go, you know what I need to do? I need to swing trade right now. You're going to step on a landmine if you're doing anything because there's nothing that is holding us up. Now we're going to go through the indexes in great detail tonight, but nothing's happening here. You're just moving around. So you're either going to be able to try to capture that money or you're not. The only trades that I really see that can really come in is you're going to see names like Tesla. And also just if you take a look at crude oil, which I would hyper focus on here, okay? So this crude oil level, everyone's all excited today. You couldn't even stay above 77.5. So we'll see what happens with crude oil futures tomorrow, but you want to watch those names that we went over before. I think those names like DRIP, those kinds of names you're fine with, but you're seeing cracks. Now, this actually was going through my notes and they actually even had a blip on it on Bloomberg very early in the morning. So Credit Suisse is having major problems. And those problems we're not really paying attention to them, right? Because it's out of sight, out of mind. But there are major problems going on, and they are a huge bank in Europe. So they're trying to merge some of their portions, and it's not going very well. So now they're talking about asset sales to meet debt obligations, okay? Asset sales to meet debt obligations. All these banks are connected, just like Lehman was connected, just like Bear Stearns was connected. So every bank in Europe is not going to do great if these people have to sell assets. And you're starting to see cracks here, like Deutsche Bank's breaking down. This is a closing low, I believe. Well, the one more time here. But this is not ideal at all. So if we're looking for that canary in the coal mine, I would start watching how Deutsche Bank trades here, and I'd certainly start watching how Credit Suisse trades here, because this is telling you that there is some kind of issue out there. I don't know if it was triggered by these energy margin calls that are out there. I don't know if they've cleaned all that up yet, or that's what they're looking, why they're looking to maneuver. But no one wants to merge with them apparently, or merge with any of their divisions. They're having a very tough time. It was a very small blurb today on Bloomberg, very early in the morning, but there's a lot of chatter going on out there. So just focus on these. It's really important to watch. Now let's talk about the indexes and why you need to watch what's going on here. So Thursday we have GDP. I don't know how that comes out. I don't know what Powell says tomorrow at 10:30 either. But this is a bear flag at the bottom of a trading range, closing at a 3-day low. So just so we're clear on this, right, this is where you're at. I mean, this is not exciting at all. And yes, you have rejection. And yes, you're not breaking that low. But there's nothing redeeming about looking at these charts right here and saying, oh, we're going to bounce. There's just nothing. I mean, look at this close. Okay, this is the worst close that you've had on the SPY. And people are out there looking like we're going to see some kind of bounce. There's nothing here that's suggesting it. All they're doing is running us up during the day, filling us with dreams that we're going to catch a bottom and pulling the rug. And this is from somebody that's looking to possibly catch the bottom and looking for those kinds of ideas. So, You can see the VIX, that continues to creep up. There's nothing redeeming about that. We talked about what would happen. Short-term tops, you have to be over 32.5. Usually over 32.5, you don't stop there, do you? If you get an over 32.5, you tend to push, right? So I can't see one time here this year that you got over 32.5 that you did not push higher. I'd like to see a 4 handle. Now, speaking of 4 handles, this is what's going on in the bond market. You're almost at 4%, okay? The 2-year treasury is actually higher than this. I think we were at 432 at one point today. I don't have it in front of me. So keep this in mind. Watch these key levels. Replay some of this so that you can mark those levels down. Enrollment in the trading room is open for another 4 days. There is a link up here in the top right. And if you get the newsletter, there will be, it will also go out this evening. Any questions about it, just feel free to reach out. Everybody have a great evening and trade to win tomorrow.